Okay, so this is my 1,000 subscriber thank you video. As you can see, I am not a YouTuber. I don't know how to YouTube. Although I was there when it was born, I still do not embrace the YouTubing. Now, I think that there's a ton of stuff that's awesome on YouTube. I watch it, I learn things, and I always think, wow, I need to, do that with Lego. But I am not very entertaining. I have been told I have a very monotone voice. Now, public speaking or even speaking like this to myself as I'm looking at myself in the camera, I'm talking to myself. Okay, that part kind of comes naturally because as an autistic, you do learn to talk to yourself often in the mirror. Number one, because you have zero friends typically and you're your own best friend, but also just to practice conversation. After nearly 40 years, I still haven't mastered this, but it's fine, whatever, move on. That is my dry, sarcastic sense of humor. Anyway, what was I saying? YouTubing. Okay, so I am not good at editing. Sure, I could, look at some videos, try, do all that, but at the end of the day, is it really worth it? Is it really worth, trying? Because look, this isn't, something that I'm trying to make a full-time gig out of. I do what I do online for fun. Part of my, okay, I'm blanking, but it's part of the way I can express myself and, really unmask, just share what I want to share and, show a side of me that I feel like is actually me, that I'm not always free to show to the outside everyday world. So that is honestly why I do post as much as I do, and why I do like to travel. I like to do the cons. I like to get out and talk to people, because that's another side of it as an autistic. It's not always easy to make connections, make friends, and sometimes the easiest connections are formed when you're just out and about at a con, you strike up a conversation, and it fills that kind of void there. So I kind of get the same thing through my interactions online with people, so that's great. And yeah, anyway, yeah, that's just why I'm trying to explain why I'm bad at YouTubing. There is no excuse, I just am. But you know what? It really does mean a lot to me, that at least 1,000 of you, kind of, I don't know why you do it, whatever, it doesn't really matter, but I do appreciate it. And YouTubing is something that I would like to spend more time on, because as goofy as I am, as, whatever as people want to make me out to be with my How Lonely or Minifig Seduction videos, I genuinely love Lego to pieces, pun intended. I love it. I'm especially fond of vintage, retro, whatever you want to call it, era of Lego, from the 70s, 80s, 90s. Beautiful, it hits differently. I love showing it. I didn't grow up with Lego. A lot of people are confused why I gravitate towards the older Lego sets when I didn't even grow up with it or touch a Lego set until my mid-30s. But, there's just something about it. It just is. It's magical. You can play with it. It's not just meant for display. Original themes. I've already said it. It just hits different, and I love it. I love old, new, all of it. So I'm not your typical Lego person where I stick to one theme. I have themes from every era all around me. If I like it, I buy it. That's always been, my philosophy when it comes to Lego. And anything else really. And I love that, you know, especially as an autistic, we typically stick to just one thing and, you know, put all of our effort and energy into it. But I think I've done an okay job with Lego, and just obviously I'm sticking, that's my special interest, but I do a good job at exploring every era. So yeah, I don't even know anymore what I'm getting at, other than, you know, I would like to show more of that, you know, the sets and talk about them, but I'm bad at all that. I don't have any lore to spill. I don't have any, you know, mock building. I'm not that type of Lego person. I just love it, and in general, you know, and so that is what I try to show when I do attempt to make videos. And I hope that it comes across that, you know, I'm not just here to get likes, get follows, any of that. I just want to share my passion with other people, and especially autistic people and people that, you know, don't always feel like they've ever, you know, fit in. To me, you know, that's really important, that people can have those connections and not feel ashamed to love what they love. That's coming from a almost 40-year-old autistic woman that honestly waited way too long to, you know, embrace what makes me me. I've always just been too afraid to show that side up until recently, and it feels amazing just to take the mask off, to just be who I am. And if people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. And, you know, it's a great big world out there. Not everyone's gonna like you, and that's fine. But what isn't fine is just hiding what you love in order to conform and fit in and try to have people like you, when in reality they don't. No, it doesn't matter. Anyway, thank you. Maybe I'll just make my YouTube these types of videos. Maybe I'll just ramble on just random nonsense. That's what I love about my lives, the YouTube. But yeah, I love Lego. If you love Lego, cool. Yeah, I never know how to end voice messages, phone calls, conversations, one-way conversations. It's always difficult. What do you do? What do you just, okay, bye.